Morning, everyone. I've decided to, well, not morning, it's already on. Like, I've decided to make a video about UFW. There we go. So I decided to make a video about UFW. It's uncomplicated firewall. It's basically a firewall you can set up, anyone can set up. It's really easy and it's for Linux. So depending on the system, if it's Arch, you say yay -s UFW. Debian, you say sudo apt UFW. After it's done, you want to say UFW enable, sudo UFW enable, right after you've installed it. And after you've installed it, if you've enabled it, now you can start with configuring, right? There's multiple stuff you can do with UFW. If you want to only allow traffic to go out, like for example, there won't be always the smartest thing, but like if you want to block all traffic, block anyone from connecting to you, no one connects to you, you can only connect outside. So that means websites won't be able to reach you, right? Okay, you can do this. Deny all incoming. You can also change it to deny all outgoing, which means you won't be able to touch the internet, but the internet will be able to access you. Like your computer won't touch it. Outgoing, not coming. Yeah, no, not that way, you know, not that way. Outgoing. Yeah. So you can choose incoming, default. That's all traffic by default. Right. You can do this, but then also what you can do is you can allow certain things. So you can, for example, you can say if you want to block everything except HTTP, that's just basic. HTTP is websites. You would do this. This is example, right? So say you want to SSH into your computer, like, or connect into your computer, right? You want to connect into it, but you don't want to have it any other access except SSH. Right? You don't want internet, don't want anything. You'll allow this, block all other traffic, and you can connect, and it's more secure. For example, it's like insane paranoia secure. You're a little bit paranoid. You can also change it to this. If you don't know, like you can do this. So instead of SSH this time, we'll say port 80. So you can allow 80, and then after you allow 80, you can do 443. Just make sure it's HTTPS. I think it's that one. That will allow you to visit websites, for example. Yeah, that's if you want to visit websites, you do that. So if you want to block all IPs, right? Say, okay, you've configured everything now, and you want to block every IP address from accessing you, even internally or externally. And you only want to allow, let's say you've got a proxy, right? A proxy server, like a server in your room, which you used a bunch of proxies to forward all your traffic through proxies. You'd like have your own machine forwards traffic just through proxies. You'd only allow traffic from this machine and then use it as a VPN. And then all other traffic on your network, on your router, will be blocked. Like you only allow this. And then if you want to, you can say, for example, deny. Then you can put in a range like a sub. Okay, I'm not going to go into details of this. Subnets basically, like, think about it like this, right? So there can only be a certain amount of people in a room. The subnet is your room. You can choose the room size, and the bigger the room, the more people can be there, right? So depending on what subnet, depends on how many IPs addresses. So if you block it like this is just saying I'm blocking this 24 is this type of subnet, just blocking it, the entire network, except for one IP on your network. And you can make it static, which means static means it's just frozen. It isn't static, like, you know, static. It doesn't change. Dynamic means it changes. You know, simple stuff. And you can also even make it more detailed. If you only wanted to, if that machine, if you don't trust it, you only want to allow it to connect to one port, to any port 8080, to any port. So you can say to any ports, to specific ports. You can specify stuff. Okay? We're almost done. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. Halfway done. You can also deny like specific traffic. So say someone's DDoSing you, right? Or someone's trying to get into to get into like a port that's open on your, like, not on your side. You've blocked the port in your router, but the ISP keeps opening this port, like for some reason this port's open and people attacking on this port. You can deny the traffic on your machine. So even if they get in via router, or even if the port's open and you don't want this machine to be able to be accessed from that port. So let me give you an example. Say you've got SSH on your router because your ISP, Verizon or AT&T, need to use that to configure your router so you have internet. But now you don't want people to also SSH into your computer, which has SSH installed. SSH is like controlling like devices remotely, like any desk basically. So if you don't want that, you can block it. You can also say, okay, let's say you've got a brother, right? Or like a sister, or like a mom or dad, or someone that's devious with computer, that's really messed up and devious. I mean, do all sorts of shit. Like they disconnect you, they denial of service attack you, they cut you off from the network. You can block their IP completely. Just block their IP. You can do it with public IPs too. For example, you can block google.com if you have a reason to. Don't trust them? I don't. You can block them. Remember, they've got two IPs, 8.8 and 8.8.4.4. Two of them. That's for DNS. Let's see what else there is. Traffic to specific port. Yeah, we've already covered this. Yeah, same with allow. Let me show you. So you remember, like earlier, I showed you how allow. You can also deny traffic to specific ports from specific IPs. Oh yeah. If you want to see, right, the status if it's running or not, I'll show you for example. I'm just going to type this quickly. In a second. It's inactive. My file's not on. So you can also check if your thing is on. You can enable it and disable it. You can also remove rules, right? But they have to be there. So it has to be the rule. So instead of enable, you just like say delete. You just change enable, press. So if I were to enter this, right? It doesn't exist, okay, right? But I could, instead of it saying delete, imagine it said deny. Yeah, deny from all. Deny from. Oh, okay. There's already allow. Never mind. Okay, see. Now I've added that rule. If I want to remove it, I can do this, and we'll delete it. Now it's not there anymore. You just press arrow up. It's a quick shortcut to do stuff. And yeah, the same with deny from. Because like instead of allowing from IPs, you can deny from IPs. And also something that's really interesting. Instead of, you don't always have to say the numbers like 282 for SSH, or you can just say allow and deny SSH, or allow HTTP, HTTP, which is website traffic, and you can also deny HTTP. So you can choose what you want to allow in the system, and when you're ready, you can say enable, right? When you're ready to, when you've done with your rules, and then after you've pressed enable, you would also want to, if you update rules, you should always do reload, right? Because reload is like restarting. Think about this like you're restarting a tool because you've updated important settings, and it needs to restart, reload to take the settings. Like when you update your computer, you reboot it, right? Sometimes on Windows, sometimes on Linux, you have to eventually reboot your computer after an important update, a big update. And after you've done that, you can do this, and it'll save it. It's basically just applying changes. That's all you can think about. Just think about it like that. Simple, easy to understand. Yeah, that's just all I wanted to show you about UFW. If you want me to teach you other tools, like maybe more security tools, tell me. I know other security tools people can use, like Portmaster. It's really interesting. You can configure to allow certain traffic. It can block ads. No, not block it, but more like it'll stop some of the ads stuff and tracking. But like feel free to tell me if you've got anything.